Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party. Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research, down here in the basement studio for this mini recap episode of Directed Energy Weapons. That was episode 55. You got me, Joe.
What? You got Nick.
We got Nick.
And Georgia.
And we have Georgia here on a time delay.
I forgot where I was.
I thought I was going to be the one on time delay. I'm not even in studio, and I'm here.
I know.
And you sound good.
Yeah, sound crisp.
Oh, why, thank you. I'm trying to be as crispy as I can. I ate some crisp lettuce before. I had a crisp salad. I'm all crispy over here. Crispy and hydrated.
With your energy-directed weapons. So.
And then there was another acronym, EMP. But I also saw there's another one, and it has to do with solar flares taking out all electricity. It's like is it CMP or?
That's the CME, the coronal mass ejection, which is essentially a solar flare or a solar EMP. The episode, we talked mostly about artificial kind of EMP attacks in the form of a weapon, essentially. But there are natural sources. You have lightning, electromagnetic pulses, meteoric kind of EMP resulting from discharges from impacts of a meteor or spacecraft of an explosive breakup passing through the Earth's atmosphere. So you could have also EMP kind of
And the big thing
reaction.
Is that it takes away all electrical devices.
In that area that's affected by it, right? So that would be the idea. So that's why the big worry is about a solar flare.
Right.
Like if a big one hits, vulnerable infrastructures would be susceptible to that. So that's why it kind of gets news and coverage. And it also tethers into, I mentioned that airplanes had protection, and they use something called a Faraday cage. We didn't talk about, I think it was mentioned briefly. And essentially what a Faraday cage is kind of like a conductive enclosure, and it's made of metal or mesh, and so it kind of blocks external electrical fields, radio, microwaves, whatever. It's distributing the charge.
EMP won't knock out a plane and just start dropping.
They usually have a Faraday cage around them, right? So that was the whole thing. And that's what we mentioned in the episode.
And then you said something happened in El Paso, right?
So that was why we accelerated the release of the episode. Days after we recorded, if people remember, the El Paso airspace was closed. And that was because they were going to use a energy-directed weapon, a laser-based weapon, to shoot down suspected drones. But there's some reports that it was just balloons.
So they did end up using one.
I believe they might have used it. They probably did use it. The reason
they closed the airport
airspace, that's right.
Because they didn't want anything to get hurt.
That's right. I think that points to rolling out these weapons, especially in domestic kind of arenas, is that they are dangerous. And there's lack of communication. So the FFA...
It's the people that are in charge of the airplanes.
And exactly. And they didn't know what was going on, what type of weapon, how it was going to work. So you don't want one of these hitting and
even if they have those.
Well, that's
cages.
right. So that's because this is a laser directed. So there's a laser now. So it's not just the EMP part of it knocking out the electronics. This could bore a hole. We kind of talked about that.
So the cage thing doesn't protect from the laser type.
No. They're kind of different uses of the weapon, right? So
I mean, they probably have something out there for it. We just don't know about it then, right?
So with the laser kind of these type of weapons, you would have ablatable material. So you would add extra material on. So like if you have, I think in an episode we talked about this a little bit, that if you have like a missile or something, or even a drone, you would shield it by adding extra layers so that the laser would have to stay directed on it longer, or that material falls off and then it still can keep going and kind of evade the laser, or you have to spend more time on each event. So a plane or something could have extra shielding, but probably commercial planes don't have that because they shouldn't be targeted with laser weapons.
So, and you got some other comments, right?
We did, yeah. So a few cool things on there. So yeah, on LinkedIn, we got the commenter, Mary, and said she listened to the episode and been following this kind of directed energy weapons. And one thing she pointed out, we didn't talk about in the episode, were a hobbyist. So kind of folks making their own energy weapons. So using like the magnetron out of microwaves and
So
then
we
making
do
some
not
sort of handheld.
endorse.
No, we
do
don't.
not endorse this.
But yeah, they have like these
don't?
portable
This is very unusual for
portable
us.
weapons. And I guess on Diane Sawyer in the late 90s, on 2020, there was someone demonstrating their homemade, backyard made microwave weapon to disable cars and banking equipment.
We shouldn't be giving any ideas.
Yeah, so honest people, it's on the
it's on YouTube.
On YouTube, you can go and look
TikTok,
it up and
I'm sure.
figure it out. Yeah, so people have videos about how to do it.
We don't endorse it.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's not. I don't. Yeah, and then there's regulations. So there are places like Michigan started to ban portable kind of directed energy weapons in 2004, but not enforced. It's hard to enforce. How do you enforce these things? So yeah, so it was interesting about that. And you can just buy the parts. They're all commercially available. You don't need anything. You don't need military grade. So
let's say that's probably not a good idea.
No, it's probably not. You should.
Like for science, might as well. For science, I don't distract people on doing that. Like go for it. Like
okay, that's Nick's.
I'm not legally telling you to go for it. Like if you're interested, go for it.
Yeah, I think if you're curious, watch it. You don't always have to make the thing. That you get to see how it's done, and it's interesting. It's like
well,
be safe. Just don't.
Science.
And he's
we
also
want you
the
to
one
keep
that
listening,
tells you
so
to
stay
lick.
alive.
He also tells you to lick rocks, so don't do that.
Yeah, lick some rocks. It's a good source of assault.
So some other interesting things that I found post episode was that, and I'm a 49ers fan, football fan, so I followed 49ers since I was a little kid, and they've had like a bunch of injuries, soft tissue injuries over the last couple of years, and it's come out, this conspiracy theory is that because they're near this electrical substation, that EMF radiation is linked to their injuries. And so now they're doing all these investigations to see. Most experts say that's not, there's probably no scientific basis there, but you're surprised how superstitious athletes are. And if you start seeing people get hurt, and how come your team has more injuries?
And it could be some other environmental thing they're not even thinking of.
It could be. So they're looking into that.
Something related to tech bros.
But their training facility has been near this substation for many, beyond these 2 years. So it's kind of like, it's probably not, but you can, people start looking at things like, oh, what's going on there? So that was interesting that we had the conversation.
I know we talked a little bit about books and stuff, but I didn't realize it's almost like its own subgenre. All these books about 1 second after, like all these books about what would happen if the grid did go down. And I didn't really think of that. I mean, I think we touched upon that, but I didn't realize it was like this whole subset of books that,
I was going to say the other thing I found was a company, Photon Matry, and they've developed this laser-based weapon, I guess, to kill mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah.
It's about $500 to $700, and it kills about 30 bugs per second. And it uses a LiDAR, which is light detection and ranging scanner, and that determines the distance away by measuring how long it takes light to reach an object and reflect back, similar to how a radar works. So radar uses radio waves.
But it seems like, wouldn't that hurt other animals and insects?
I guess you're right. Other insects could fall into the range, but I mean, if you're getting...
Which I don't think I'd be upset with. Like
bit up by mosquitoes.
I don't know.
That's... So yeah, I mean, something interesting.
The cheaper option is to just go get some chickens and have them run in your backyard.
Chickens eat mosquitoes?
Yeah, chickens will... Yeah.
I think you get bats.
Yeah, bats are
bats are really good.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal to own a bat.
No, you build a bat house.
We have a bunch of bats that live by us.
You encourage them to live in your area.
But bats don't give you eggs.
Bats don't get right. You're not eating bat eggs.
What else are you going to go milk a bat, Joe? Yeah,
you don't milk chickens either.
Yeah,
no, but you get eggs from chickens. Georgia.
Why do we got to milk them though? Why are we milking? I mean, they're mammals, so they must have milk. I mean,
that's why
I don't
milk instead of. You're not going to get eggs from bats.
That's weird. That's a different rabbit hole.
The one that we don't want to.
Was that Simpsons? Was it the Simpsons episode where the mafia takes over the school lunch program?
The rat milk,
and they have the rat milk, and they're in part selling it.
The tomatoes mixed with tobacco.
Tobacco, yeah. Yeah, good old Simpsons.
I can really use me some tobacco.
Some science. Well, speaking of hand wavium and shows, that came up in the episode about Star Trek, and Scotty being trapped in the teleporter. And so I looked that up, and it was season 6, episode 4, aired in 1992.
And I believe this is something we've covered before.
We
as
might
well.
have. Did we? I don't know.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I don't know if we covered
Georgia,
this one
was
in
an episode
particular.
that I don't think
wasn't
you were
on.
on.
It could have been a
This was before you were
teleportation
like,
episode.
Oh, people are listening.
Shut up.
Yes.
Maybe it did, yeah. But nonetheless, yeah, he was stuck in the ship he was on. He retired, and then he was on a ship. It crashed, and he decided to put himself into the transporter buffer. And then when the Enterprise D came, LaForge realized he was in there and then pulled him out. Everyone else died, so the rest of the crew he put in the buffer didn't turn out so well, but he got to come out the buffer. And to him, it was like just seconds later. So the 75 years hadn't passed.
Oh
He
my
was
gosh.
So,
Wow.
yeah. So I did find that. I traced that down. The other thing that was asked in there was about the laser pointers. And so really it's laser pointers with a output power greater than 5 milliwatts. I think that's we said that in the episode, but that's where, and you can cause permanent retinal damage and serious cases blindness. And the other thing that came up, Nick, I think we were talking about hypersonic weapons in which they can fly faster than Mach 5, which is 5 times the speed of sound. Nick asked if they could maneuver, and I didn't know. And unlike ballistic missiles, these hypersonic weapons can maneuver. They can change altitude, and they can alter targets mid-flight. So not only are they going fast, so we were talking about trying to hit them with the conventional weapons, they can actually move out the way and kind of can remaneuver and then even change targets.
That's absolutely bonkers for me.
So
something going that fast and being like, oh yeah, I can just dodge it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move. It's like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And then Bruce, who was our guest, Bruce Lande, he sent an email about an article from 2024. There was a researcher who was skeptical of the Havana Syndrome, and so he decided to test microwave pulses on himself, and it did not go well. So he actually did experience the conditions. And verified that it was real. So I thought of Nick right away. I was like, Nick's probably going to build his portable microwave weapon and see what happens.
Actually, I was going to start trying to make the brown note happen for everyone. I'm just going to do it on a global scale.
It doesn't.
You don't know that. Well, I mean,
it's been tested.
You won't know that until you poop your pants.
Yeah.
If you randomly poop your pants, Joe, you know why.
Yeah.
Okay,
mm-hmm. Yeah. Could be other reasons. Thanks, Alex. He commented.
Hey, Joe, do you mind if I go ahead and throw a new segment in this?
Sure.
Yeah.
As you said, we can always edit it out.
He sounded a little skeptical.
It's a very surprise.
Yeah, you know me. I'm wing-a-ding, bing, boom, booms.
Hold on. Let's make sure before you go new, nothing else on EMP. Let's close that. Let's close it up.
That book is closed.
All right. So I got everything I think that I mentioned I'd put in the show notes or talk about in the mini. So, okay. Yeah.
Georgia, did you have anything to add to the topic?
Not that I can think of right at this moment. No.
All right. Well, I just wanted to go over because Joe and I were talking about this earlier this week, and we were talking about bringing in new scientific breakthroughs. And we know that there's a lot of stuff that comes out, and you probably won't hear about it until it's right about to be available for you. And then people are like, oh, this is just rushed, which it's not. It's never rushed. It's just really thoroughly thought through. So I figured we'd start talking about some stuff like the FDA approves a device for pancreatic cancer. That happened, what was it? Sometime this month. I don't really feel like looking for the date, but
maybe we should have that for the next segment.
I mean, I don't really, dates matter. Sometime in February.
You're just giving us a rough estimate of the date.
Yeah. Well, listen, my app is not opening the full page for me, so that's the problem.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing, technology, right?
Right? I'm always willing for it to break down. So, yeah, it's a first of its kind wearable device for pancreatic cancer. It's been approved in the United States by the Food and Drug Administration. for use in combination with chemotherapy. And it's going to extend the survival in people. And yeah, I think it's a good thing for people to know. And also on this note, there's an inhalable mist for lung cancer.
Before you leave the pancreatic cancer one, I do want to note that I'm briefly looking it up now, see if I can add to it. But it was February 12th, 2026 was the approval of the Optune PAX. And it actually uses non-invasive tumor treating fields. And related to our episode, see, you said the book was closed, but it isn't. It delivers low-intensity alternating electrical fields to the abdomen to disrupt cancer cell division.
Wow. So, that's it's using like a microscopic EMP.
Exactly. That we can put it that way. So yeah, so it is. That's what it does. So it's intended for locally advanced inoperable pancreatic cancer. Wow. And the trial showed improvement overall survival when added to chemotherapy. So
yeah, so that's like right on.
So I wanted to say,
that's
like,
right
for
on the nose. It is
It is pretty good.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Look at that.
Look at me and my segues.
Whoa. Got an EMP
and
there
then
a little bit.
The other one,
they're shutting you down.
The other one I had was the inhalable mist for lung cancer, fast track. So yeah, I figured these two grouped together would be a good one because both are cancer surrounding. Lung tumors have shrunk or stopped growth in 8 out of 11 people who inhaled the gene therapy that will now be expected for approval in the United States. The gene therapy contains a harmless modified herpes virus that transports gene encoding to immune system stimulating proteins into cancer cells. The liquid is transformed into a fine mist, which people can inhale using a device based on the positive clinical trials results, which were presented at a meeting for the American Society of Clinical Oncology. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is giving the gene therapy regenerative medicine advanced therapy designation, meaning approval will be fast-tracked by the agency.
Yeah, so I heard George's reaction about the herpes virus. And so essentially what you do, it's modified. So the genes in that virus that causes herpes has been removed, but you're using it as a vector because viruses are really good at going into particular cells, replicating themselves, and then making gene products once they're in the cell, right? Because a virus, when it infects a cell, it takes over the machinery of the cell to make its own, make new viruses. So if you can kind of hijack that for purposes, you can now come in and then these viruses can go into cells and start to make products that can be useful for those cells to use or target particular cells to kind of go after. And that's the purpose of it. And so that was just kind of tracking the original origin of the virus. So it was a modified, that's why it's modified herpes versus other retroviruses that you can use. So virus kind of targeting
but it probably is a tough sell to say, we want to put this virus in your body.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
I guess if you have the cancer, then you're probably
this is really
an easier sell. But yes,
I'd rather have herpes over cancer.
But you don't get herpes. You don't get herpes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Herpes.
Yes.
I'd rather have the risk of getting herpes.
No risk. There's no risk.
But
I know that.
What he's saying
God
is,
damn it, Joe.
I'm saying like that's a hard sell, and that's because in your mind you're thinking, "Oh, I could get that," which we know that you can't. But I'm just saying that could be a hard thing to say. Well, this virus is going to go into your cells and modify it in a way to help you in this other way. So I'm just saying
when people say it, but you can't leave it off, right?
There's already so much skepticism about medicine and science.
Right.
Like,
that's what I'm just saying. I'm just not.
Yeah, right.
I'm just really.
So, I mean, when you hear the inhaled herpes virus, you go, whoa.
Right. What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
No, that's it. But that's, a lot of, for different, chicken pox, things like that, those are attenuated vaccine weakened viral particles that, that your body is now attacking. So we've used this type of technology for many, many decades. This isn't, I think as Nick's point earlier, it's not new technology. It's just now people are.
This application is new.
This application is new.
I'm going to go ahead and apologize right now for how sporadic this segment has been.
Oh, wait.
Joe and I just talked about it this week, and we're going to try to tighten it up and make it a better segment for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Like letting the co-host know that we're doing another segment.
The what?
Listen,
we're going live.
I didn't know we were recording right away. I was going to text you
Well,
and, my whole phone situation.
You are
Yeah.
the editor, so right.
Yep. So the episode, the minis will become a little more not just about the recap, but they will add
Maybe
some
add
new
a little
information. So
tidbit.
You're going to
of,
get a little bit more bang for your buck.
A
You
little
don't pay
more-
anything,
Yeah.
but, you
which
get more bang for
you
your
could
buck.
you could pay us if you want,
yes, you can pay us. Yeah. Yeah, we'll try to add the links to these.
so we can have like a little
relative
science
researchers, so-
tidbit.
Yeah, the science tidbits. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Little science bits. Just
That
the
it?
tits.
Just 2, or you got 3? Or that will.
I was just going to do 2 for the day
Okay.
because,
Yeah.
just
Maybe
easing
Georgia
us
has
into
something
it.
next time about the
Yeah.
segment she didn't know anything about. That I didn't know about either. It was just in conversation.
Joe,
like,
you and I
it'd be
talked
kinda
about
cool.
this. I don't
No.
know what you're thinking
We
about.
It was very
about it a
loose. It was
little
like,
bit.
what do you think about this? Oh, I think that's a good idea. Hey, we're doing a new segment, y'all.
I figured if we don't do it now, when?
Yeah.
If not now, then
Well,
when?
it's for people with recording. We usually record an episode. Usually it's about a month, maybe 2 months ahead of time. And so we recorded with Bruce the directed energy weapons episode,
Just a
and
couple
then the
weeks ago.
El Paso thing happened. Yeah, just like 2 weeks, and it was really like, you know what? Maybe we should go because this is in the news. It's kind of exciting. People are thinking about it. Let's add our 2 cents to it and add a little bit of scientific fact and separating the hand wavy on, because like Georgia was saying earlier, there was a lot of fiction written
think
using this technology.
Maybe doing an episode about gene therapy. That might be.
It would be neat. That
Might
is
be a
gene
good
therapy
one.
is one. Yeah, I think it's in there. But yeah, that's what you guys been listening to or reading. Nick's been reading scientific journals that I've been sending him because he asked me about this. And
So
And a lot of been
actual articles.
they've
You're
been
sending them.
they were links
or
to,
they were
right.
digests
were-
of
yeah,
articles.
of the journal. They had the articles that they were highlighting in the journal that they thought were kind of cool. Like, and they, journals usually have thematic kind of, articles. And so it was like, here's these articles. So
Mm-hmm.
and next time I'll have my own full-on script for this.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll start doing a script. I swear
Yeah.
I'll try to stick to it.
research, dates,
Yeah, you kind
let's where.
I wasn't expecting it to be recorded right away.
So I've been reading. It's called Cackle, Cackle, by Rachel Harrison.
I was thinking of candy bar.
No, that's
Crackle. I
Crackle
know,
with a-
but every time you say it, I'm like, oh man, I really want one of those. They come in a red package.
yes.
Oh, sorry.
I know exactly
Yeah,
which
okay,
ones
sorry.
those are.
Sorry.
So it's by Rachel Harrison, and I think this is like maybe the 5th book of hers that I read, and I love her so much. It's like she writes in the horror genre, and I read Such Sharp Teeth, which was the werewolf book, and then she wrote a vampire book. I think that was called like So Tasty or something. And like, anyway, it's just so written and refreshing. And I was having like a reading slump, and it was like hard to get into something. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try another one of her books. And of course, it's like it moves really fast. And so, yeah, highly recommend Rachel Harrison.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nick?
So I have been marathoning things for no reason other than me just doing it. So I finished the book Limetown, which I don't even know how to describe it. It's a really cool book, though. Tests were going on in the book to where this town disappeared, and then it's connected to this guy's family later on in life, and that girl starts looking into it, trying to find all the stuff. So it's going back and forth between her and her uncle story. And yeah, I enjoyed that one.
So, Nick,
not
I'm
gonna-
sorry.
Not going to give that one away.
Is that
What?
that's a novel? That was a novel?
Yeah, that was a
novel?
book. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't
that
sure.
was by Coates Smith. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and
That sounds really interesting.
yeah. And
And
then I read the book by the people who made Welcome to Night Vale,
Oh,
It
I was
is-
just thinking about them.
The Faceless Old woman who secretly lives in your house. I enjoyed that one a lot too.
Now, was that also, that's also a novel?
Yes.
Oh, that's so
Also,
cool.
yep.
Yeah.
I highly suggest that one. I've been digging that one. And then I just watched the new Brandon Fraser film, which is Rental Family.
Huh. That doesn't sound familiar. I have to look that up.
Yeah, it's about Brandon Fraser's character. He is an actor in Japan, and he ends up getting asked to be a part of this company that different people are able to go ahead and rent these people for different things in their lives. So one person that got him into this ordered I think he was supposed to just play a sad white guy at a funeral. And he was like, all right, I'll just show up and
be sad.
You know, that's how he got it. Yeah.
Well, that's
and
really
it was just,
interesting.
yeah, it was a really nice film. It honestly felt like a Nathan Fielder thing from his HBO show. And
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
think
cool.
people should check it out. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, so I'm reading a couple books. One by Shauna McGuire, Through Gates of Granite and Gold. It's the 11th book in her Wayward Children series, so really good. These very short novellas. Then I'm still reading Dear Writer by Maggie Smith, kind of inspirational, creative book there. Show-wise, I'm almost done Wu-Tang. I'm in season 3, Wu-Tang American Saga on Hulu. So
How is that?
I really enjoy it. It's really fun.
I don't know why I haven't checked it out.
I don't know why I didn't either. It came out a few years ago, and it's just been on my list. But yeah, I kind of started watching it, and yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I know it's dramatized. They're how they actually came up through New York and kind of some of the drama between the Wu-Tang Clan members. So I've been reading their actual kind of words there. But really really exciting. I always like to read and watch about the creative journey. The not only talent that you need for something like this, but you also need the drive, and you also at some level need luck to just hit the zeitgeist right. And that's something even in writing, like you can write the most lovely book, but if it goes out and it doesn't get picked up, doesn't get bought, then it won't be a critical success. And versus a book an equally well written book, then that becomes a New York Times bestseller and millions of copies are sold, and you go, what was the difference between these two books?
That
and
is like the
one just came out months before the other,
the
and then
$1,000,000 question,
right, and then something happens. So you write a book about EMPs, and then there's an EMP attack. That book then is going to blow up, right? So
Right.
it's kind of
But you can't go by trying to figure that stuff
no,
out.
you can't.
Because,
Yeah. By the time you write the book to hit it, you've missed it probably,
Right.
and then your book just yeah. And the same thing with movies.
You can't
We can
be
think
cheap.
of all these things. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So
really, really cool. But yeah, just going through that. And then we're watching Shrinking.
Shrinking, I was going to say,
Yep. And then,
it's one of my all-time favorite shows ever.
yeah, it's a good show.
I
Really
had
good
to-
writing. Just really solid acting.
So good.
Yeah. Well, that's on Apple Plus. And then, the Beast Games,
Oh, jeez.
which I don't know why it's really,
I did not expect you to say that.
yeah, it's very the psychology of it all, kind of reality show mixed with this kind of very extreme psychology. It's really an interesting. I enjoy it. It is kind of I'd say guilty pleasure, but I don't know. I just enjoy it. So yeah, so that's and
You and
then
your guilty
editing.
pleasures.
I got edits from my agent, so that's what I should be working on, doing that. And so
She's going to listen to this episode and be like, that's what you were doing?
that's right. Yeah,
with your time?
watching Beast Games.
That's what you were doing.
So
Well,
yeah,
I want to say something else. So, because Nick, you brought up Welcome to Nightville. And I have been listening to, because it's a little daunting to me because, well, Joe and I listened to Alice Isn't Dead. But Welcome to Nightville has so many episodes and seasons. And it was like, and I know people say you can just start wherever, but it's just like almost overwhelming. But I have been just listening to new episodes just randomly, and I just enjoy it so much. And this is so exciting because they're bringing back Alice Isn't Dead, but it's going to be called Don't Tell Alice, right? And it's coming back in April, and I'm so excited. But it took us because we listened to it out by the fire outside, so we take long breaks. in listening. And we didn't start till like, when did we start listening to that, Joe?
Oh, maybe a year and a
I
half
think that was
ago.
last year that
Yeah,
you guys.
it was.
It
Yeah.
wasn't a year and a half. It was last year.
Maybe a little bit
Anyway,
ago.
it's
Yeah.
taken us a while to get through it because of that. And then all of a sudden they're like, there's going to be a new, even though it hasn't
Now,
been on for like 10
Did you
years.
listen to the book as well?
I haven't.
The book is different than the show.
And you really like it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would recommend it.
Yeah, that's the other
Like,
thing we should.
Their way of storytelling is always so good.
They are so good.
Yeah, but that's a plug over there for Welcome to
Yeah.
Night Vale, and we
Right?
show love to all.
The other thing I wanted to mention, March 21st, I'll be at the Imperial Oak Brewing in Brookfield, Illinois, as one of the authors in the Author Palooza by the new Book Joy
Very nice.
store. So we had 25 other authors. I'll put the
Tell me again, where is?
Imperial Oak Brewing in Brookfield, Illinois.
Yeah, that's very
So I'll
cool.
put that in the show notes. and
Cool
all
to
that.
check out a new brewery too.
Yeah, new brewery and it's the bookstore. I've never been to the new Book Joy. I
Yeah,
think they're
that's
a
really cool.
boutique. They have, described themselves, and they do just books. But then you can buy like gift packages and all
That's
that
like the
kind of
rock
thing. So,
shop in the Thornton,
yes.
right?
Mhm.
But and then also to give another plug is that Slay the Lake.
Oh right, yes.
The Slay the Lake's coming up in Kenosha on April 18th. Because you want to know why I know? Because I put it in my calendar. I'm for sure going. Anyway,
Because we have a future guest that's going to be there.
yes,
We do have one.
we do.
And then there's
And other authors that I really love, but I'm not gonna. I can bring that up later.
oh,
You're gonna bring it up on that episode?
I feel
I
like
know.
I'm
You should.
just going on and on about stuff. Sorry.
All right. Well, there's a teaser. You'll find out in some weeks.
And maybe next episode I'll discuss my feelings on the new Silent Hill game, Silent Hill F. I
there
just
is.
started that, so
And
Yeah.
courtesy of the public library, right?
yes, absolutely. Go out and support your public library.
Rent
They're
games.
always
Yeah.
rent games, movies, books, audiobooks. Get them from your phone to your TV. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff there.
One of the few places you don't have to spend money at.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, you can, but But yeah, anything else we have to add, Joe?
I think that's it. I think this mini is a little longer, so people are getting a little bit more.
We're getting-
That's nice. So
Yeah, we're gonna start
Yep.
making these minis a little bit longer
Yep.
now.
They
They're
might
gonna be like
not be minis any longer.
Right. We'll have to come up with a new name.
I know. Yeah.
I mean,
Not so many.
An episode.
the not so
the
mini
thin
minis.
episode. Yeah. The not so mini.
The
mini, yeah.
thickest mini you can find.
Cool. All right. Well,
All
that's,
right.
you got me, Joe.
You got Nick.
We got Nick.
Georgia.
We got Georgia.
Still on the delay.
Yeah.
And we went down some holes.
Some mini holes.
Kind of
there.
mini holes.
I know, a little, like larger.
Little
holes.
thick holes.
Yeah. Well, you guys stay curious out there. We will stay safe.
Bye-bye.
We do love y'all.